With Way of the Hunter now been out for a few days, and I know that a lot of people have put a lot of hours into it, and some of the PS5 guys, not too many because some bugs, but overall, I feel like it has been pretty smooth. I here want to try to share with you guys what I would love to see come to the game down the line, and I hope you will do the same in the comments down below. I've compiled a little list of things that I really would like to see to this game. Some of them are pretty much already confirmed, but I'm still going to be talking about them because, you know, need to stretch the content out a little, right? Obviously, one of the most requested things that I have heard, and I do believe that it has somewhat been confirmed that it is coming to the game at some point, but they wanted to do it right, so it is not something they're gonna rush to have done, is bows. Obviously, bow hunting is a big thing for a lot of people, and to be quite honest with you, I literally think this game right here is a bow hunter's dream. I can't even start to tell you how many times I've been just hiding around in some bush somewhere trying to either call in some animals or just hope that they were walking right past me so I would get a good shot on them. Being able to do that with a bow would just take this game to another level. And I do believe a lot of people are waiting very eagerly to see those at some point be introduced to the game. Also, another thing that I would love to see in this game down the line would simply be the ability to load up your shotguns with slugs and buckshots as well. Having the game as it is currently, where it limits you to only carrying 2 weapons, which is fine. But if you could have one of those weapons be an all-round shotgun, where you would basically have the ability to take down anything in the game, you just had to set up the hunt for a little shorter range, because you wouldn't have the long range capability of the rifles. Then you could essentially choose exactly the rifle you want to be carrying around, be it the 308, or maybe you want to go with some of the really big ones and go for long range shots and moves and such. But in the odd case that you then have a whitetail or a badger or something else come around, you'll simply just equip your slugs or buckshots and then call in the animal and take it out on a lot shorter distance. I do feel like a lot more people would give the shotgun some praise if it was going to be the case, because as it is currently, where they're basically only good for shooting ducks and geese, it doesn't have a whole lot of value in your loadout unless you are specifically hunting for those species. Having the ability to make it a all-around weapon, I think would change a lot and would definitely make a lot more people use the shotguns in the game as well. And another really big one that definitely would make sense to have in this game as well. We've all done it, we've all taken some shots that we probably shouldn't have taken on some of the animals and ended up with a little bit of a poor shot and eventually ending up probably not being able to find our kill. Now, one thing that surely could help on this would obviously be some scent hounds. I would love to see the addition of scent hounds and dogs in general in this game, because it makes sense. With tracking being as hard as it is, especially on the ranger mode as well, where you don't have the ability to have your highlights show up, if you could have a dog, maybe not completely 100% of the times, but let's just say that 50% of the times it was going to be able to try to help you out with finding your wounded animals and such, I definitely see that being a major thing in this game. I've lost quite a few animals, also some of them to some blood bugs, not, well, the blood just not being there, but in general I think that could, oh no, we got stuck in a tree. That has happened before. You can either prone away from it, or you can go to the main menu screen and you will be fine. I just got caught by that thing. But in general, I definitely think in this game, scent hounds could really have a very solid spot for something that a lot of people would enjoy having around. And I gotta be honest, especially with being as alone as you are in this game, running around for hours and sometimes even struggling to find animals, having a little companion with you probably wouldn't be the worst thing now, would it? Also, a thing that I would love to see introduced to this game at some point. With the insane render distance as we have in the game being more than 800 meters, at times you're gonna see some animals really far out and you're barely gonna be able to even make sense of what it is. If you had a awesome spotting scope. So you'd be able to get a little closer look at a distance of what is going on. So far, to me, it seems like the render distance on your spotting on the binos with the hunting sensors on seems to be somewhere between 250 and 275 meters. Now imagine if you got a good spotting scope in the game, you'd be able to do that but out on maybe 450, 500 meters. I definitely feel like there is something coming to the game in those regards though, with your gear being over here, and you don't have a whole lot of gear that you can currently place in these slots here. So maybe they have it planned for down the line. I definitely do hope so, because so many times you're standing around and you'll see something moving down in a valley or up on a mountainside, and you just can't really make out, is it gonna be worth going up there for that young 1-star mountain goat, or should you just pass it up for now and go and pick him up later? I do believe spotting scopes would be a very welcome addition to this game as well. Last but not least, there is actually another thing that I thought of yesterday while I was streaming over on Twitch, what I would actually love to see introduced to the game as well. We all know the shop. You can go in and you can buy your stuff pretty quick. It doesn't take that long to make it quite a little bit of money. What I would really love to see is actually them introducing some money sinks in terms of items. And what I'm thinking of here is, like, let's for instance take the Steyr Scout here. Price is 2,275 coins. Make an elite version with a very custom, prestigious skin for it. I know that a lot of people don't care for this kind of stuff, but if they introduced a money sink where it's simply just buying upgraded versions of your rifle and the only thing that is going to be different is going to be the skin of it, I can guarantee you there is going to be some people out there who would probably go crazy. I know for once that I would. I wouldn't even mind if they were to go completely bonkers with the price as well. I would have no issue maybe putting 3 extra zeros on this rifle right here, so we would be looking at 200,000 or something like that. I would be all for that idea, just simply so you don't end up with your money basically being worthless once you picked up everything and you have a few, well, let's say 50,000 stocked up in cash, so you can always just go and do your tax itemizations and such. Introducing a money sink like that, you could have custom paint jobs for the car as well. I know it is not something that should have any effect on the gameplay, but just being able to show off that you splashed out 1 million coins on a 338 Lapua in gold. I mean, who wouldn't want that? And if you wouldn't, you would never have to buy it. You could just stick with your regular guns and regular looking guns as well. But for a fanatic like me when it comes to skins, then I definitely could see that being a very interesting addition to the game, and also a way to keep the economy going for a little longer, because as it is currently, we don't have a whole lot of things to spend money on once you put the first 30 hours in the game. Let me know in the comments what you think of my list and what you would like to see in the Way of the Hunter coming down the line. I would love to know. Thank you so very much for watching.